Hi, in this video we are going to learn how to create a report from alignment. I have an alignment here in this drawing, so I am going to create a report from this alignment so that it contains several alignment data in this alignment. So these data can be used for reporting purpose, or otherwise these can be used as setting out data to set out this alignment on site. So to create the report from alignment, I have to go to Toolbox tab here. You have Prospector, Settings, Survey and Toolbox tab. So if you can't find Toolbox tab here, you have to click this one, this button. So if it is not appearing here, you have to click this button so that it appears. In this toolbox, you have to go to Report Manager. We are dealing with alignments, so we have to expand that alignment. First, I will create a PI station report where the alignment PI stations are consist of. To do that, I select PI station report, then I right click and then I go to execute it. So it gives me the available alignments in this drawing. Only we have one alignment, that is alignment 2. So we can specify what is start and what is end station for this alignment. For the moment we are dealing with the default start and end station. So I click create report. So XML or HTML document will be displayed. It will be open through your Windows Internet Explorer, or maybe it might be open with your Google Chrome. So it has the PI station data. This is PI station, the northing easting values of the station and direction of that station and distance from the alignment. These data can be found here. So these data can be used to recreate the alignment if the alignment is not available with us. If we send this data to some other person, he can create our alignment using this data plus some other data we provide. So instead of keeping this as HTML file, we can use this data to copy to a Excel sheet so that we can get more user friendly data. To do that, I right click here, then I press select all, then again I right click and say copy. Then I move into Excel and open Excel and open a blank sheet of Excel. Now I have opened a blank sheet of Excel. Then I paste my data into this. So I have this data pasted into my Excel sheet. I can use my Excel knowledge to use this in a more readable manner. So you can do these things as you wish to get a more readable drawing. So then you can save this and give it to a person who needs this for setting out purpose or some other purpose according to his or her need. So this is how to create an PI stationing report from alignment data. Another thing we can do is I press done to end this command. Another thing we can do is create alignment curve report, this one. To create that report, I right click that and go to execute. Then since we have only one alignment, I will press OK. If you have more than one alignment, you have to uncheck all these things first and check the required alignment only. So I selected my required alignment, then I press OK. And it is asking for a place to save this HTML report. I accept the default place and press OK to overwrite. Then it is giving me another report in HTML version where you have the alignment curve data. Here you have the tangent data, then spiral or curve data, everything we have here. So this data can also be used for reporting purpose as well as setting out data purpose. So this one can also be saved in an Excel sheet as we have done before, and I will not do that part because I have done that once in the earlier PI station report creation. Then I will move on to next report creation method, that is incremental stationing report. I right click and go to execute. Then it is giving me the available alignments. Only I have this alignment. You can select what is the end and start stations for this report, and in this case I will set my station increments to 5 meters. So I will be having a station data at every 5-meter interval. So I create report with pressing that button. So I will get this data in 5-meter interval. You can see 0, 5, 10 likewise. Then at each point these are the coordinates and the direction at each point. You can see these data in the alignment incremental station report. So that is how to create alignment reports. Also there are some other reports you can give a try and see what they are. So that is about creating reports from alignment that can be used for reporting purpose as well as setting out purpose.
In this video, we are going to look at how to add spirals in Civil 3D. This is a series video. In the first video, I will tell you how to add a single spiral. That means we are adding only one spiral. Here I have a curve. So I am going to add a spiral to this curve with a line. That means I am going here. You have two options, floating line with spiral. So we are going to have a spiral with a line. So we have two options, through point and length. This through point and length means the length of line. So you can, if you know the length of the line, you can give the length. If you don't know the length of the line, you can use through point. So it will be better to use this through point option. That one is very easy to handle. So I will go with through point option, but you can use spiral option with length also. So I click here. So it is asking me select an entity to attach to. So I am going to add this spiral to this one. So my alignment is going from this side to this side. So it is asking what is my spiral length. Usually this spiral length is coming from a geometric design guideline. So depending on the speed of the road or speed of the alignment, it will give the spiral length. In my case, I will give a value as 30 here. My spiral length is 30. So it is asking then what is your through point. You can see when you are having this line through point, we have a tangent line and a spiral. This green color area means the spiral. It will have a 30-meter length. So I will click somewhere here and right click. So now I have a curve and a spiral curve and a tangent section. So if I turn on the labels here, you can see here 136.73, 166.73. That means this is a 30 meter length spiral. So that is how to add a spiral to a curve with a floating line. Then we will see how to add a spiral to a line with after a line with a curve. So you have to go with this option. I use this drop down and I will add this one here, floating curve with spiral. This time also you have two options, length and through point. It is same like the earlier version. So here you will have a curve with a spiral starting from an entity. That means in this case it starts from this line, and if you need to know the radius of the curve you have to add, and you need to know the spiral length also. So I will go with this through point option. I click here and this is asking me whether we are to attach this one. I will attach this to this entity. So it is asking radius of the curve. Let us say the radius of the curve is 60 meters. Then it is asking what is the spiral length. So in here also you have to get this value from a design guideline, but I will type some value here as 25. So it is asking whether your curve is going is greater than or less than 180. That means whether your curve is going like this or going like this. Most of the cases we are getting less than 180 option, so I will accept less than 180 option and press enter. So now it is asking where is my through point. So I can click anywhere in my screen according to my requirement to get this, and you have to right click to end the command. Then here also you can see my 25 meter spiral is added, and also if you see this radius here, it is 60 meters and spiral length is 25. So that is how to add a simple spiral or single spiral to a curve or a line in Civil 3D. In the next video we will see how to add reverse spirals and compound spirals into Civil 3D alignments.
So in this video I have this alignment. So I will be using Civil 3D 2022 new features, free reverse spiral, curve spiral option, and two other options listed here. So first I will use this one. So to get that one, I go here and I go to this option, free reverse spiral, curve spiral from option. So I click this one. So it is asking for to select the first entity. I will select this one. Then it is asking to select the second entity or the next entity. I will select this one. So it is asking whether our solution is less than or greater than 180. It should be less than 180, and it is asking for the radius of the resulting curve, resulting reverse curve. I will type it as 150. Then it is asking for the spiral in length. So this one, the spiral with this curve, so I will type it as 15 meters. So this spiral length should be given by the design guidelines, so you have to use correct spiral length according to the design guidelines. So I will select just randomly 15 meter length. Then it is asking for the spiral 1 out length. I will select that one as also 15, and spiral 2 out length also as 15. So you can see you have a nice looking curve with a spiral between this tangent and curve. Then I will move to this option. We have a curve and a straight. In between I will have reverse curve with spirals. So I will move to this option, reverse spiral curve spiral. So I select this one and I select this curve and I select this next entity as this straight, and my curve solution is less than 180. My radius again I type it as 150, and for the spiral length I will type it as 15 as earlier. So then you can see again I created another curve with spirals. Even though this is small, you can, according to the parameters, you may have a higher length curve if you adopt the correct parameters according to the alignments. Now in the next part we will move on to this one. We have two curves and we connect these two curves with a reverse curve in between with spirals at the edges. So I will select this option and go to free reverse spiral, curve, spiral and spiral between two curves. I select this option. So the arm of my first entity is this one, next entity is this one, and curve solution less than 180. Again I will type my radius as 150, and spiral 1 in length I will type it as 15, 2 in length I will type it as 15, and out length also type it as 15. So it will give me a nice looking reverse curve with spirals between these two curves. So that is how to use advanced or new Civil 3D 2022 reverse curve options.